Welcome, everyone, to a March Madness NCAA.com chat. I'm Andy Katz. Pleased to be joined by NCAA Senior Vice President Dan Gavitt to look over the tweak to the net, which has now been changed as we look forward to next season. Dan, what are the changes to the net ranking system?
Well, Andy, good to be with you. We're excited about this evolution of the same model, really, that we've used the last 2 years of the NCAA Evaluation Tool. It has both a results-oriented portion to it and a predictive portion to it. The first version, which we used and very effectively, I think, for the first 2 years, had 5 different factors. This next evolution of it really just boils it down to 2 factors. So they are net efficiency ranking for each team and their team value index. The team value index is a results-oriented portion of the metric that values the quality of teams' wins. It's very much results-oriented. Who'd you play and who'd you beat and how good was that win? Net efficiency, of course, as most fans know, I think, is the points per possession that a team has offensively minus the points per possession for their opponent, which gives a net efficiency. And the good and exciting thing about this is that was part of the previous version of the net, but it was not adjusted for the opponent. It wasn't adjusted for the quality of the opponent, where the game was played. Now it is.
So, for example, if you're a Big Ten team and you were playing a team from the American, the Big South or something like that, it was viewed the same if it was Big Ten in terms of the efficiency versus Pac-12. Is that right?
That's correct. In the initial version, the efficiency ranking, which was a part of the net, was not adjusted for the quality of the opponent or the location. So a 40-point win, for example, at home was judged the same way as part of the metric as a 40-point win against a better opponent on the road.
So if these coaches and athletic directors are now looking at their schedule going forward, what does this net ranking tell them about what they should continue to do or maybe tweak?
Well, it really is a tweak. I mean, this is not a significant change in the net ranking system we've used for the last 2 years. It really just simplifies it a little bit, and there's a slightly better accuracy level that we've been able to study for the last 2 years with this version. So in terms of scheduling, there should be very little adjustment made at all. It's always been about who did you play, where did you play, and how did you do. That has a lot more to do with the selection and seeding process than any ranking system does, including the net. Frankly, a team's net is not nearly as important as their opponent's net ranking, because it's the opponent's net ranking that orders teams on their team sheet and tells the committee how good wins are in quadrants 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then how bad losses are as well in quadrants 3 and 4. So it's a little better accuracy-wise, and it's more simplified. And it also, we think, has a little bit more stability from the beginning of the season through the end. It's a little bit more predictable and related well to other ranking systems that are also on the team sheet.
One other thing, Dan, I know that the selection committee met virtually over this past week. Obviously we did not get a chance to put that net ranking into a formal bracket, but you were able to review the entire season, the entire regular season. And a year ago, before when it was first released, it was released really early. This past season, you waited a little bit longer to release. What was the review of one regular season to another? Because you did have 2 full regular seasons to view how the rankings were laid out for you.
Sure. It was really helpful to have 2 full seasons of data and results, Andy, to analyze the net. It was, the committee's been reviewing how the net ranking performs for the last 2 full seasons. After last year's full season, there was some consideration to going with this route we ended up going with, and that is to introduce the adjusted net efficiency because of that shortcoming possibly in the net ranking system initially. But they thought it was not enough of a sample size to do that after just 1 season. Studied again this year in real time, 2 full seasons worth of data, gave them a higher confidence level that this was the change that was needed. And having that, the first release of the net rankings later this year in December versus late November, also the committee feels good about. I think that we'll see that again next year as we've got a little bit more games that have been played and thus maybe a little more accuracy and common sense in terms of where teams rank earlier in the season.
All right. Appreciate it, Dan. Stay safe. Thank you.
Thanks, Andy. Great to be with you always. Be well.